One of the most profound things I've learned in my life is that it's actually not about my hair at all. I've spent a lifetime trying to cover up who I am. And as much as I love a good external transformation, and I do, I much more love a heart transformation. Join me as I share how I work to heal my heart, find happiness, and embrace our hair. Hey guys, welcome back to It's Not About Your Hair, where we talk all things hair, heart, and happiness. This is episode 3. I'm Casey Voss, and I'm so happy that you're here. Hey, I hope you tuned in to the first 2 episodes where we talked about what this is all about. If you're here because you're hoping to get some curly hair tips, that may come later on. But what I mean about It's Not About Your Hair is that we're going to work on our internal way that we see ourselves and not our external way. You guys, I have spent my entire life doing self-help, working on my healing, trusting God, not trusting God, leaning on my own understanding, and coming to this place where I feel like my purpose and plan in life is this power of transformation. So I'm so lucky that my day job as a curly hair specialist, I literally get to do transformations all day long. I get to look at one thing that someone thought was broken most of the time when I have a new client to this boom moment where they're magically transformed into this beautiful curly haired, grapey, delicious curls everywhere. Or even with an existing client, I always start every appointment with what's going well and what's a struggle, because I love the opportunity to help fix something that you might see as broken that's really just a simple tweak, a simple twist in your perspective. And so that's what this podcast is about. We're going to go inside instead of outside to do a little tweaking of what's going on. I am definitely not a therapist or a social worker. I am a hairapist. And through that, I've got to live a lot of life with other people. And I really, really, really want to help you to see that the things you've always said about yourself don't have to be what you continue to say about yourself. And we have the power to overcome so much. And what is required of us, I think, you guys, is that we're willing to confront these lenses. So again, if you're watching from home, I'm going to say it every time we put on these lenses. And every time we pick up something new that we think about ourselves, we put on a new prescription, and then we forget we're wearing those glasses and we just beat that drum. My job and my hope is that through sharing some of the bits about myself and the things that I've learned about myself, it will help you. Too many things in life are unpredictable. And so I hope this is a point of predictability in your week where you get to come and hang out with me. And I hope that you find something of value. So today we're going to talk about how we see ourselves as how we see others. And this was an epiphany in the book when I was writing it, was that I realized, and I kind of hinted to this in maybe the other episodes, was that how I see myself is how I see others. And what I mean by that is, the Bible says to love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. Well, I didn't love myself. And my question to you is, do you love yourself? So much of what we're doing is trying to prove our worth. And that was my entire life, you guys. I grew up very much in a household where getting good grades was super important, that being a certain way was super important, and I was not a great student. I struggled. I now think that has something to do with ADD, but who knows? But I struggled. And so my value system, my hair, I talked about this, my hair was always a mess and no one ever understood it. And those were 2 really big factors in my youth that kind of contributed to how I saw myself. I was a mess and messy, and I was stupid. And so believing that what I looked like outside and what my mind did inside were both not good, that created this snowball effect of how I saw myself. And I was very mean to myself, and I was very mean to others. because I didn't like who I was. And it was easier for me. And again, we talk about the subconscious level. These things are happening inside, so we don't even realize it. We just become mean. So I tell my kids all the time that bullies aren't born, they're made. And I'm going to cry just thinking about it, because I had never met somebody, you guys, who came out the womb being naughty. Because right here, and we talk about it in every episode, but Psalms 139 said that he knew us before he formed us. It says, "Oh Lord, you have examined my heart, and you know everything about me. You see me when I travel and when I rest and when I'm at home." Anyways, it says that you knew me before you formed me, that I can't escape from you, that you made all my delicate inward parts and knit me together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. We are complex. We are made in the image of someone awesome. And you were specifically put together to be you. But somewhere along the way, somebody, maybe you, have hurt somebody else. And when we hurt other people, we help them to put on these glasses, these lenses, and we put on our own. That then again, I keep going back to it, and I hope I don't have to put these glasses on and off for every episode, but they help us, or don't help us, to see our worth. And so when I was feeling ugly about myself, it was really important to me to also make other people feel ugly. And when I started to believe that maybe I was worthy of love, maybe my life had some sort of significance, maybe who I was could add some value to something and not just take away and be a mess and be stupid, and started to really like myself, I started looking for what was good in other people as well. And my kids call it toxic positivity, and there's probably a podcast on that. But I truly do believe that every single person has something good about them. And I believe that as we begin to wrestle with our past a little bit and make amends for and forgive is really big. Forgive people who have hurt us and forgive ourselves. Then true healing comes. And then we get this new lens, this new opportunity to embrace who we are. So that's what I'm here for. So if you have ever found that you are unkind, short-fused, hard on others, I want you to just ask yourself really quickly, wherever you're at, whether you're sitting at home or driving in your car. Let's use hard on others. This is a good one. Do you have a high expectation of everybody around you? Whether you're a boss or a mom, a friend, are you constantly disappointed with the people around you because they are not measuring up to what you were hoping they would do? I'm just giving you a minute to think about that. I used to be this way, and it can still happen, you guys. I have not arrived at the destination of any of these things. They're just finally I can bump into the fact that this is a lens. It's a freaking it's an alternate reality that is just cannot be true. So bumping into this. So if you have people in your life that you feel like are always making you mad, that aren't meeting your expectations, two things I think are happening. The number one is expectations always get in the way of us being able to allow people to make mistakes and to be themselves. And two, I find that when we're really hard on others, what that actually means is you're really hard on yourself. And instead of giving yourself a break and realizing and slowing down and asking yourself what you need and giving yourself permission to not be perfect, we escape that or avoid that by being extra hard on others. Because it's easier to be disappointed in somebody else than it is to be disappointed in ourselves. How's that feel? I think when I realized that, it really began to shift how I loved myself, you guys. Super important. I think the expectations are just a bunch of BS. Expectations get in the way because they don't allow us to be authentic and they don't allow someone else to make mistakes and be authentic, okay? So I want to give you permission to take a step back. And I'm going to say this. I grew up in a house with really high expectations. I said that already. And because I couldn't measure up, I began to make false expectations of myself that I would continually not be able to measure up to, which continually left me frustrated, insecure, shameful. And then I'm going to start trying to overmanage the things around me, because if I can't freaking measure up, somebody, god dang it, somewhere better be measuring up. And it created a lot of turmoil for my husband and probably, no, I'm not going to say probably, my kids and probably people that have worked for me in the past, because I just wanted something to make me look and feel good because I hadn't found it in myself. Ooh, that's good. That's good, you guys. And so how did I fix this? I read a really great book, and I suggest it, called Rising Strong. Well, the first great book I read was the Bible. But again, neither here nor there. And Rising Strong by Brené Brown, which is so good, and wrestling with the first draft, or the lie that we're telling ourselves about what we want other people to be or do or say or think. And so I'm going to encourage you this week, and these are all kind of heavy topics. They're going to be kind of heavy because whenever we're going back into the past or even confronting something in the present, this expectation of others that came from something back there, that came from something in your past that caused you to put that kind of pressure on others, which if you search deep down, dig it up enough, you're going to find that that's something you did to yourself. So I hope that you'll go get Rising Strong. I hope that you will remember today that you are okay, that you're going to be fine, that you're worthy of love, that you're beautiful, that your hair looks great, and that today is a good day. Okay? Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon. I guess this is where I ask you to subscribe to my channel, to follow me on social, and to listen wherever podcasts can be found. And join me every Tuesday at 2 as we unpack how to heal your hair, your heart, and your happiness.